Yo, what's good? It's the man Ego. You're not rocking with the best, the livest live stream. We got to talk about it, people. There's a lot going on. We just gonna warm up the mic, Got my coffee. Same old shit. We the new army. The militia. Hey. Smash the like button. Stream King is back. We gonna talk about this game. We gotta do it, man. I don't never wanna talk about it any day. Yeah. We gonna talk about it. I gonna talk about it. And you gonna read about it. That's how Lil Wayne would do it. Oh my gosh, let's talk about this. We gonna talk about it, guys. We gonna talk about it. I don't never wanna. I don't wanna. Hey, that's that Wheezy flow. Wheezy F, baby. And the F is for finisher. Oh my gosh, old media. Where's old media, man? We killing old media. This shit is kind of funny, man. Hey, we gonna talk about this fucking game. Abel Sanchez got no job, Triple G, man. And he got fired on his day off. This a layoff. And we go spray y'all. That man Abel got fired on his day off. Damn, homie. What the fuck? We gonna talk about this Abel. He got that day off. Day off for the layoff for the playoff. Shout out to Damian Lillard. He dropped 50. He dropping buckets. I play the field like Kirby Puckett. Fuck it. We gon' talk about it. Gang, gang. We gon' motherfucking talk about it. Ho. He said he got fired like Craig on his day off. Hey, y'all tripping. What, you try to build a clubhouse? You try to build... I said Abel build a clubhouse on his day off. Triple G with layoffs. I'm like Jordan in the playoffs. And I don't play y'all. You better stay off. You better lay off before my shooters get your... I'm just fucking with y'all. I said stay off, lay off before the shooters come and get you. And knock your toupee off. We don't play, y'all. Smash the fucking like. Shout out, we got a new channel member. I told you we growing like Costco memberships. Shout out to D-Bevel the champ out of Las Vegas. Damn, Triple G cold-blooded though. He said Abel got to go. This is like never. Oh man. Yeah, you been lame. Long like Avengers Endgame. Let's get it. He said triple greed. Hey, y'all wildin', bro. We got a lot of stuff to talk about it, though. What's up with everybody? How's everybody doing? Everybody having a good day? I'm having a great day. New media, we just keep paving the way. Knocking doors down. We just keep knocking doors down. Busters. You knock these, it's hot as fucking Cali where I'm at. We just keep knocking these doors down. Yeah. Yo, moolah, baby. I got that all black Porsche on them double black buttons, blending so well, look like I'm riding on nothing. Talk a lot of shit, but I ain't lying on nothing. She love my shit, she's just like she lying on nothing. We see F, baby, bitch. If you don't say the baby, you make me sick. Take these young money Oh my gosh, let's get it, bro. I'm feeling good. I think because I slept but I slept on my hand, so I woke up with that, that scary movie hand. My shit was fucked up. Grab hold to my strong hand. My shit, I like slept on all the nerves. My shit was fucked up. I was making them mashed potatoes and just stirring it like scary movie. Yo, Ego, while you were warming up, do you know if you come into the DMV? Yeah, I probably want to. I don't know which one. I don't know. Maybe I go to all of them. Maybe I go to none of them. Maybe I go to one of them. But I definitely want to go out that way. The DMV always show me love. I fuck with Jerry Hurd and Tank. And, Wilder's fighting on the East Coast too. Hey, y'all East Coast getting spoiled now. Y'all motherfuckers getting spoiled all these fights. Y'all got all the fights. They gonna put fucking, Jiminy Cricket in Cali and shit. And then y'all get all this good shit. I don't like that shit. I'm about to hate. I'm about to start the East Coast versus West Coast beef again. I don't like that shit. Nah, I don't like that shit. I'm about to start the East Coast, West Coast beef like Pac and them. Because y'all get too many good fights. And I'm in Cali starving. I got, we got Sor Rungvisai eating rat and shit, bro. He eating some rat, preparing. Shout out to Jose Soto with the subscription. Let's get it. Devin Haney signed with Eddie. I don't know if it's confirmed, but I heard that a long time ago. I think I might have even mentioned in the stream. I think they're trying to do Luke Campbell and Haney. Shout out to Tampa Bay. Man, we some Buccaneers. Shout out to Tampa Bay. I swear to y'all. Yeah, co-promotional. See. Hey, Eddie Hearn better. He got to fix this Joshua situation. Who's Joshua gonna be fighting? Joshua's gonna fuck around and fight Mega Man and shit. Who's Joshua fighting? That's what I need to know right now. Who's Joshua fighting? Because they keep saying Andy Ruiz. Listen, that's a good save if they can get Andy Ruiz, but I'm thinking Michael Hunter or 98 Degrees Nick Lachey or something is probably more likely. But and even the thing with Andy Ruiz, I just like the style matchup. It's not a big fight. You know what I'm saying? Like colossal. But I like me personally, from knowing Andy Ruiz's style and shit, I like the style matchup. So we'll see what they can come up with. Joshua fighting the Brooklyn Brawler. He finna fuck around fight Abel Sanchez, because Abel ain't got a job right now, so he gonna just fight him. Abel Sanchez versus AJ. Round 1, fight. Abel finna take all that anger, because Triple G done hacked his pay, you know what I'm saying? So he gonna be off top, he finna be hot. He gonna come in with head movement, you know what I'm saying? Angry at the situation. This man, Triple G, a fool. He did it for that. Like, I don't get, I've been in this game for a minute. I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. There's rules to this shit. I wrote me a manual. Like, so I don't really get shocked when people fail drug tests. It's just another day. It's South Central, you know what I'm saying? It's just another day, so I don't really get shocked and all that. But, it came out of left field that Triple G and Abel were on the fritz or whatever, that they're not working together. That was just really random. But, money. That man Triple G was like, had no pay. That man said, hey, no pay cuts. Hey, no trainer. That man just cut the supply line off. When you about to try to fix your toilet, you got to cut the supply line off, so you don't leak your house. So you gotta crank the knob. You gotta cut that supply line so the water don't come. That's what Triple G did. Triple G is a plumber. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. He cut that supply, that lifeline. He said, had no trainer. You know what? He probably said, I'm fighting Steve Rose. I just saved $150 on car insurance. I don't need no trainer for that. That's probably what it was. He probably like, I'm fighting Steve Rose. I could save me some, you know. He probably like, I don't need no trainer for Steve Rose. I'm going to say that. And Abel want more money because he seen I got this $100 million. Triple G was like, get up my 77, get up my 77, get up my 7. Triple G was like, get up my 77. He said, get up my $100 million. Got $100 million. Just don't get up my $100 million. That's probably what happened. He was like, had no trainer. He said, I don't need no trainer for no Steve Rose. I'm going in there dolo. You know, I'm going in there solo bolo. He might get his brother to train him, Max. Had no Max. It's a couple dollars, you know. I don't know. We'll see. Best of luck to everybody. Crawford the really top dog at 147, or is it Spence? And if so, why? Like Nas said, who the best? Nas, Pac, or Big? Ain't no best. North, South, West, flossed out, greedy. Ain't no best. They have to all fight each other. Ain't no best like that. How can you be the best and they haven't all? But like Andre Ward, that's why he's regarded so highly to me, because he won a tournament with everybody who was popping at 168, different styles. So, you know, like Darnell Boone got fucking cracks. Darnell Boone will break your bone. You know, Darnell Boone will hit you with that Boone's Farm. You know what I'm saying? And Andre Ward emerged, you know, beating all these guys and then going to Super 6 and beating everybody, every style that was put in front of him. So there's no, like, best per se, but we're going to talk about it. I keep saying the same thing. Maybe someday, hopefully, y'all will give me credit. But until now, I'll just keep cashing these checks until y'all want to give me this fucking credit for saying the same thing. Listen, Crawford-Spence is not happening next. Terrence Crawford is not fighting Errol Spence next. You can cry, you can kick and scream, you could say, hey, why? You can accuse people of that. It's not happening next. First of all, it's like, I don't know. It's like working with a K through 12, like kindergarten class. Like, people, they play dumb. Like, they don't understand what's going on. Like, y'all really don't understand what's going on. Like, y'all just be like, y'all be picking y'all nose and flicking boogers and shit. Like, it's really easy to see a lot of what I say. I don't know, but I feel I do a good job. I feel I speak the English language and, you know, communicate my thoughts pretty cohesively. And yet and still, people watch my shit and still be saying crazy shit and acting surprised. Like, I can understand being surprised that Triple G fired Abel, or if somebody was surprised that Gerald Miller failed drug test, because nobody planned for that. There were no warning signs of those instances happening. But Errol Spence and Crawford not happening next, oh yeah, there's plenty of red flags that's not going to happen next. And yet and still, people like to play dumb in this boxing game, act like they don't see any of the red flags, and then act surprised when Spence announces his next opponent, which is likely Sean Porter. In fact, Errol Spence just tweeted or posted, whatever you want to call, that he's in a unification next. So all you have to do is follow the trail. Look, Errol the Truth, man down. Errol the Truth Spence, you know, verified page. Mr. Line 'em up, told y'all tables turn, hashtag unification time, hashtag I can't be avoided. So Errol Spence has been talking about tables turned. Errol Spence has been talking about a unification. You know, Crawford Con just ended a few days ago. The numbers haven't been released, right? And if he's talking about unification time, and we've been hearing rumors before Crawford Con even fought that he was going to fight Sean Porter, and Kenny Porter, the father and trainer of Sean Porter, has been doing interviews and saying, hey, we asked for Errol. This gotta happen. Everything aligns right, and we want the fight. And you've seen a brewing backstory with, oh, Sean Porter can't sell a family dinner, and then Sean Porter picking Mikey. You tell me what the fuck you think is gonna happen. But yet and still, people disregard all of that to act surprised and brand new that Crawford and Spence aren't fighting next. It's like, it's laughable. It's laughable because every indication that you could possibly need, every piece of circumstantial evidence is right under your nose. Yet and still, when Spence announces that he's fighting Sean Porter, what about Crawford? This is a duck. Oh, Bob Arum was right. You know, that's the narrative that people want to sell, bro. Like, it gets old after a while. You know what I'm saying? If you can't look at what's going on, you know, Leonard Ellaby been telling y'all, he's like, oh yeah, that Spence Crawford, good fight, but it's not happening next. You know what more indication do you need? Like, just let me know that. You know, it's just like new media. I keep telling you what's gonna happen. It happens, and people still hit the dislike button. Listen, my like to dislike ratio should be like, I should be at 99% likes, because that's how frequently we've got shit right. You get what I'm saying? My dislike bar should be invisible. But we don't live in a perfect world. Motherfuckers get mad. They get hate. I told you Joshua wasn't fighting Luis Ortiz. I told you Dillian White wasn't fighting Luis Ortiz. And Dillian White's fight's been announced, so we know that's not happening. I keep telling y'all the same shit. So it's just... Ego, what are your thoughts on Haney signing to DAZN? Best of luck to him. He could scrap. He's a good fighter. We'll see. DAZN, they raised their prices. They got to put on some big fights, so let's see what they can present for him. Like Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, that would be good for DAZN, you know. But, you know, I know Devin Haney's trying to get a title shot, so let's see what they can produce. Box Fan 1000, $2 super chat. Errol Spence Jr. versus Bud ends up Riddick Bowe versus Lennox Lewis. I don't know that because those guys are retired. Easy work. We getting this money. I told you, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I got my Americano. I got the Americano today. Iced Americano. You know, 2 pumps of white mocha, in case you were wondering. A little splash of heavy whipping cream. I did get it. I told him, I said, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Yo, Starbucks barista, I'm going to need y'all to add an espresso shot because I'm really trying to turn up on my channel. And they was like, okay, you boxing Ego. I was like, yeah, I am. Motherfucker, I'm boxing Ego. And then they made the drink. They said they wanted to give me the drink for free and shit, but I was like, nah, let me pay. Even though I'm boxing Ego, I was like, yeah, let me pay. I want to pay like the regular citizens. It's okay. So, yeah, that's that. I don't know if it's a Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis. I think it could happen at some point, but it's not going to happen when Bob Arum is yelling at Al Heyman and they already have plans for Errol Spence. I'll tell you that much. So once again, this becomes a patsy, a scapegoat, a person to blame, a rationale, a reason. Hey, we wanted to make the Errol Spence. And Bob Arum knows it. He knows the media. He's been in the game for, 50 years, whatever. And this is what's happening. Eddie Hearns and AJ looking shaky, baby. Ryan Garcia posted on the Haney signing, indicating a possible future opponent. Show me when it happens. Like my motto, you notice I'm a straight shooter, steak and potatoes. I keep telling y'all the same shit. I keep acting the same way. LSI, let's see it. Haney's a beast. Ryan Garcia's doing his thing, training with Chepo and Eddie Reynoso. Let's see it. I just want, I'm all about results. There's nothing to talk about. I talk my big mouth. I got a big mouth. I can't help it. I speak from the heart. I'm real, like Pac said. But when it comes to certain things, there's nothing to really talk about. That's why I don't like to overly entertain simpleton shit. You know what I'm saying? I talk about whatever is current for the fans and shit, but people want to belabor certain points, and at the end of the day, it's like people are playing dumb. That, like, real talk, the Cold War been going on to some degree. Somebody been beefing with somebody in boxing for, you know, as long as I've been covering boxing, but definitely longer than that. And when fights are stalled out or waited, people always play dumb. Well, I'm not saying this is something we should endure. I'm not saying this is something I enjoy. It's not saying that this is how it should be. Nothing like that. But it's a reality. I don't live in the shoots and ladder Candyland ass world. I live in a real world reality. We waited 6-7 years. You know, Pacquiao got knocked the fuck out by Marquez in the MGM, but he's superstitious and want to keep fighting at the MGM. I don't know why he has this superstition to fight in the MGM, because Marquez laid you out in the MGM. So I wouldn't even want to fight there no more. I would go to the T-Mobile. But, you know, Pacquiao's superstitious. I went to my fight with Keith one time. I went to MGM. You know, he's just superstitious or whatever. I can't be so. If I got laid out face down, like face down, that's the way we like to. Like, I wouldn't want to even fight in that. I'd be like, man, I ain't fighting on no MGM. I'll fight at Circus. I'm gonna fight. Hey, me and Keith Thurman versus. We at the Circus. I'm not fighting on MGM property. If Marquez did what he did, yeah, I'm not fighting on MGM. No MGM resorts. I'm not fighting at Mandalay Bay. I'm not fighting at T-Mobile. I'm not fighting at the valet parking lot station, the MGM Park, none of that, bro. Marquez destroyed that man with a right hand. Marquez he did that Jamie Foxx club punch. He on the ground, I'm in the car. He trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. Marquez was waiting. Yeah, all right, Pacquiao, do that face shit. Oh, he looking. All right, come with it, Pacquiao. Do that stutter step. Marquez hit him with that Jamie Foxx club punch. It was like, he on the ground, I'm on the car, trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. Pacquiao got hit with the Jamie Foxx club punch. So anyway, yeah, man, want to. Pacquiao got hit so hard they woke him up with smelling salts. That's pretty vicious. That motherfucker woke up singing karaoke. There's, I believe the children are future. Teach them well, let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty he woke up singing hymns and shit, bro. Marquez put that on him. Pacquiao woke up singing karaoke. Yeah. It's my prerogative. I do what I want to do. It's my prerogative. Tell me why will I live my life with that? Ego juice is not my thing. Oh, this strange, that relationship really get me down. I see nothing wrong. Everybody, Pacquiao he didn't know where he was, bro. Jinky was, that shit was crazy. Marquez, you can't even spell. You said Marquez, like Jacquez and shit. He said Marquez was juiced up, bro. Your spelling need to get juiced up. That motherfucker said Marquez. Jacquez was. You see that Jacquez LMA remix tripping? That motherfucker said Marquez. Yeah. Marquez, he did it. He's the one that committed the crime. Jamal. The Black Shadow. Why would the Black Shadow? Jamal did it. Damon did it. Why would Ladarius do this? The Black Channel. Motherfuckers talking about Marquise. Who the fuck is Marquise? I ain't never met no Mexican cat named Marquise, bro. What the fuck is you even talking about, bro? Like, yeah, I'm a fucking Marquise Hernandez. Like, who the fuck is Marquise, bro? He said 50 Cent son Marquise. I know some Keeses, but I never met no Mexican cat named Marquise. Yeah, it's me, Marquise. Like, what the fuck? Why would Ladarius do this? The he said T'Challa did it. Yeah, real talk. Y'all tripping today. Y'all tripping. We be having so much fun. This year is just a fun ass year, bro, for boxing. Oh man. But anyway, I forgot what we were talking about. He said Laquan Fernandez. Yeah, you tripping. Yeah. You tripping. Devin Haney signs with Eddie. That's what's up. Oh man, y'all got me fucked up. I'm trying to think of where we're at. Anyway, bottom line is people always try to play dumb. They try to act like they, even though everything has been like in the social media age kind of publicized and shit, they try to act like they don't understand what's going on. Like they were really expecting Spence and Crawford to be next. Stop it. You know that ain't the case. Stop it. I don't even see why the old media does that dumb shit. Oh. I thought Crawford and Spence would be next. And beyond that, I already told you. OG Bobby Arum yelling at Al Heyman, I don't really feel that's the best way to get a fight negotiated and over the line. Okay, so let me get this straight. We already heard rumblings of Sean Porter versus Errol Spence for pay-per-view, Fox pay-per-view, or whoever, right? We already heard that. Kenny Porter is doing interviews pretty much confirming that. Like, oh yeah, we won Spence. That the fight must happen. There's been some bad blood brewing kind of between Spence and Sean Porter with the family dinner and shit. So because Bob Arum was ranting on his pay-per-view that ended bogus because Amir Khan. And let's talk about this. I have nothing against Amir Khan. Cool dude. He trained out in the Bay, blah, blah, blah. I know some people that work with him, etc. But I am a fair and realistic critic. I told you I thought Amir Khan was looking for a way out. I thought he AKA quit. Freddie Roach, his old trainer, has since said that. Roy Jones Jr. just did an interview with TMZ saying the same thing. Once again, people, not to gloat, not to brag, but you see the stuff I'm saying clearly isn't that unreasonable because you have high caliber, respected individuals in the industry saying the same stuff that I'm saying. These motherfuckers in the old media be like, oh, Luis Ortiz is a bitch. But you ask Roy Jones Jr., he ain't saying Luis Ortiz is a bitch. You're not Freddie Roach. He said AJ beats Ortiz, but he ain't saying the same dumb shit that y'all saying. You get what I'm saying? So I got y'all. New media. So anyway, I thought Amir Khan, for the record, just had to add that up. Now you have people like Freddie Roach and Roy Jones coming to the table, and they basically agreed. They basically agreed that he was looking for a way out. You know, that's what it looked like to the trained eye. Anyway, Bob Arum, after that mishap of how it ended, is ranting about, oh yeah, hey, Al Heyman, don't watch his fights. I don't see how that, I told you that from the beginning. I'm saying the same thing now. I don't see how you think that's going to get anything over the line. Just, I don't. People should stop watching PBC events totally until Crawford gets a shot. And then this is the thing that is really, you know, it raises an eyebrow. Once again, I look at how black fighters are moved in general, including Top Rank. Why is there such a pressure for Crawford, who's a great fighter, to fight Spence, who is really the consensus is that he's the 1A, 1B, like those two are the best welterweights, right? That's what a lot of people feel, right? And guess what? Listen, I'm not, all these people distracting, I'm talking about what I'm talking about. You guys asking questions, I'm not answering any of them. I'm talking about the content. I know it's a live stream and people keep, oh, Devin Haney, Tony Harrison, all this stuff. I'm talking about what I need to talk about to get this finished. So especially if you hear me mid-sentence talking about something and kind of going in deep, just know your question's not getting answered. So anyway, Bob Arum, look at how they move black fighters, in general, in the game. Why is there this immense pressure for the 1A and 1B to fight Spence and Crawford at welterweight? Yet, Lomachenko let Arum say he's Muhammad Ali and he's higher than Crawford. Let ESPN say Lomachenko is rated higher than Crawford on the pound-for-pound list, right? So, Lomachenko's higher on the pound-for-pound list with less chores, with less tasks to complete. You think he's pound-for-pound better, right? You think he's pound for pound better than Crawford, but Crawford's being moved tougher. Shout out to Kevin Blake, who just became a member. I told you, we got memberships like Costco. It's over for old media because this shit's just going to keep growing. Snowball effect. So good luck with that. That's $5 a piece for all you pocket watchers. Every time you see that Army Green, that's $5 a piece per month. So y'all motherfuckers like to pocket watch. So pocket watch that. And run up if you want to. Anyway. So why is there an immense pressure for Crawford and Spence to fight 1A, 1B at welterweight by Bob Arum, by Topper? This enormous push, right? Yet everybody on that side, like with ESPN and Bob Arum and stuff, are rating Lomachenko higher than Crawford. This is not adding up. Thank you for doing the claps automatically. This is not adding up. So basically, the person you have rated behind Lomachenko, he has to prove himself more by fighting the toughest guy for his style, probably at welterweight, on paper. He has to fight that person. You get what I'm saying? But Lomachenko could keep fighting Luke Campbell and, Luke Cage and Lukey Dookie, Luke Wilson, Joyner Lucas and all this shit. He could fight, George Lucas and all these people. But you rate Terrence Crawford behind him and he got to fight the number one welterweight. That doesn't make sense to me. Loma's number one pound for pound, but he's not held to the number one pound for pound standard based on the matchmaking. He's in the light division where the best names outside of Lomachenko were Mikey Garcia, who just officially vacated. Mikey Garcia said he's not going to close the door completely, but he vacated his lightweight belt. That was on PBC on Fox. So outside of Lomachenko now at lightweight, the only other top talents are the young kids who are Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, and like the guys making a name for themselves so they don't have the immediate resume where they can like request Loma must fight me because Loma's saying, hey, go get a belt. I know you're looking good, but fuck that. Go get a belt. So Lomachenko gets to keep fighting Richard Commey with 2 losses, Luke Campbell with 2 losses, guys who have challenged for titles and came up short. See, I know my boxing. Richard Commey fought for a vacant IBF title and lost to Robert Easter Jr. Luke Campbell fought Jorge Linares, who Lomachenko beat for the WBC title and came up short and got dropped in that fight. And Richard Commey got dropped in his fight with Robert Easter. He dropped technically Easter, but it looked like his glove more or less touched. So it wasn't like he got dropped on his ass. And Commey almost got stopped in the 12th round by Robert Easter, a PBC fighter that y'all don't give credit to because you don't like him. You don't like black people. You don't like Broner. You're biased. Those types of things. Pick and choose what it is. So people are like, oh, yeah, Robert Easter, he sucks. And, they say all this stupid shit. But Lomachenko would be fighting someone that Robert Easter already beat recently. And Richard Commey couldn't beat him for the title. But then they have all this negative shit to say about Robert Easter, who's a good fighter despite his loss to Mikey Garcia. Mikey's a good fighter. they won't let Teofimo loose on Loma. That's what I'm saying. New media, man, the walls is closing in on all these situations because you got to make it make sense. None of this stuff makes sense. You rate Crawford behind Lomachenko, but Crawford got to fight pit bulls and shit. Loma can fight, occasional pit bull maybe, or pit bull 2 divisions lower than him, and that's his claim to fame, like much smaller guy, stuff like that. But you rate Crawford behind him, and he got to fight Errol Spence. I can't buy that. You just salty because Loma made Rigo quit. Why does that make me salty? I get paid off of that fight regardless. Go look at the post-fight I did with Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux. Look how many views it has, and then you tell me what I would be salty about. So, Mitchell Grant, why was I salty? You're in the hot seat. This is how we doing them all 2019. Why do you believe I was salty that Lomachenko beat somebody from 122 that was calling him out? 10 seconds. You're answering a question with the question. Strike one. You have 8 seconds. 7 seconds. Shooters, get ready. Why would I be salty because Lomachenko beat Rigondeaux? I get paid regardless. 5 seconds. Please, Mitchell. Do something, Mitchell and Ness, because we're about to turn you to a throwback real quick here. 4 seconds. Shooters, get ready. LOL. Block him. Refuses to answer the question per usual. Blocked. L's. So you keep asking questions but refuse to answer my questions. Not quite how this works. And my shooters will escort you out. Thank you for playing. Good night. This is Sparta, baby. Mitchell Grant needs to leave. Escort. Oh, shit. In the middle. That's how you do it. When you got to get him in broad daylight. Rockabye, baby. Oh, I was in the middle of talking. They hit him with that rockabye. Again, you can't come to the channel with that foolishness and then you can't explain what you're saying. So, I don't know how many times I have to repeat the same stuff. You must be new. I don't do a pound for pound list. I don't care about doing a pound for pound list. I got other shit to do. I'm trying to get this pound for pound bag. I don't care about, after eat. Because the thing with the pound for pound list, fights happen every week and shit. Like, so it would constantly be changing depending on what fights are made. I don't do all that. And I've said that several times. But it's pretty clear to see who like the number one person is, stuff like that. And I can look at a pound for pound list and tell if it's some bullshit. I could, if I wanted to, come up with a pound for pound list. I just don't. I'm not wasting my time. Oh, this is top 10, especially, just look at ESPN pound for pound list. That's just weak. These motherfuckers, they put a Nui. A Nui could scrap. But you putting a Nui now, he ain't even won the World Boxing Super Series. And he ain't fought nobody crazy. And this is coming from a huge Inouye fan. I like Inouye. I think he's the best person at that division, at Super Bantam or whatever. He's raw. But once again, they want to prematurely put you there. Instead of letting Roman Chocolatito earn it and Lomachenko and stuff and Triple G, they want to put you there when you ain't done nothing, and then have the audacity to criticize Wilder's resume and Charlo's resume and who is this person beat, and that shit, that's weak. Like I said, I would put Usyk above Lomachenko, and they're from the same place, so you can't use this. Oh, you're just fucking biased. You're racist. I'm putting another guy in boxing who's friends with Lomachenko above Lomachenko because it makes more sense. It has nothing to do with racism and shit. They be trying to use reverse racism. These bigots and shit, they be trying to do what new media does to them. But the difference being why it will never work is because new media is doing this to them because they actually have race motivates their decisions. But they try to flip it on us to make it look like this is why we're doing this. Like, oh, you like black fighters. I don't just be sitting up here liking black fighters just to like a fucking black fighter. Like, I don't do that. Like, when have you ever heard me say James Kirkland was #1 pound for pound? Or Ryan Blue Chip Martin? You ain't never heard no shit like that because I never believed that. But I will, however, praise Wilder for his durability, his heart, his power is crazy, and his willingness to win. I will, however, praise Andre Ward. I will, however, praise Errol Spence. I will, however, praise Terrence Crawford, etc. I do think Gary Russell is the man. You know, I will praise up-and-comers doing it right, whether they're black or anything else. But they get mad because there's so many talented people, and if they happen to be black, then I can't help that. I mean, oh, yeah, the black channel. Nah, we not falling for that dumb shit. I give credit where credit's due, no matter who you are, period. I heard about Devin Haney months ago, but I'm not trying to. I had sources. They're trying to make the Luke Campbell fight that I heard. Rumblings where Mikey was vacating. So this has been in the works. And see, this is kind of a microcosm of this AJ situation. You know what I'm saying? AJ is needing an opponent and they have like little time to prepare. I heard about Devin Haney going to DAZN months ago. So obviously, and it was from an industry insider in person. Right? And the thing about it is this. That just goes to show you how long business deals take before they breach and reach the surface. You get what I'm saying? So deals take place. That's why when Gerald Miller fails 1,000 drug tests for hemp oil and R2D2 and all this shit he had in his system, it becomes chaotic trying to get a quick fix. Because deals take a while. Now, since we're talking about it, so I brought it up. Gerald Miller kind of lucked out. From what I heard, there's a loophole, a little bit of a gray area. They said Gerald Big Baby Miller's license was expired in New York, so they can't touch him. They can't ban him because he doesn't have an active license. That's crazy. So he lucked out with that. Yeah, I don't know if they make an exemption or exception or nothing like that, but that's insane. I'll come out looking like Bane and just let my, you know what I'm saying? Let my theatricality and deception powerfully. I'll come out raw. If all you have to do is let your license elapse, I'll come out giving work, looking like Bane and shit, bro. Perhaps he's wondering why someone would shoot a man before throwing him from a blade. Do you feel in charge? So, yeah, I don't know if they can touch it. So he could technically apply for, from what I heard, in different states. Now, usually the commissions will probably keep it consistent. I don't know. And I don't know what promoter would take that. You know, it's like when Pacquiao was saying the stuff about gay people. He was under flack, so Nike dropped him and all this shit. So I don't know who would. I don't know. I just don't know which promoter would schedule a fight for him under these circumstances. So I don't know. That's just what I heard. Yeah, New York won't license him, but they can't ban him either, from what I heard, because his license is not even valid because it expired. Rob Sanford says, Ego, do you think Porter gives Spence problems when they fight? You think it will be competitive? I mean, name a fight that Porter was in that was just absolutely, he got washed. That's the answer to your question. Spence is great. Spence is terrific. Spence is the best, But name anybody that just washed Sean Porter 12-0. Whether you like his style or his rough and tumble. I mean, name someone. Keith Thurman didn't. Berto didn't. Adrian Granados, Adrian Broner. So two Adrians. Two Adrians didn't do it. Danny Garcia didn't wash him. I'm not saying like you could have thought Danny Garcia beat Porter or you guys beat Porter or Keith Thurman, but nobody just washed him. So, yeah, I think it'll be competitive. Beyond that, it'll be better than the Mikey Garcia fight. Sean Porter used to fight at 165 as an amateur, and he's a true to life welterweight. There's been some little bit of bad blood and trash talking a little bit, brewing. So I think it'll be a good fight. This is what Bob Arum has feared. You know what I'm saying? PBC having options for their fighters. And he doesn't have that many options for what Crawford can do next that's reasonable. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, okay, the numbers haven't officially come out, but the industry sources were saying it was about 150,000. You get what I'm saying? 150K. So with the big name like Amir Khan, it did 150K. How can they put him back on pay-per-view with the in-house fight? Name somebody that Top Rank has. Do you see what I'm saying? Name somebody that Top Rank is an in-house fight, that if Amir Khan did 150K with Crawford and they both have names, then name who he could fight in-house that does that type of numbers or better. That, there's no one. There's no one that they have. They don't have Pacquiao anymore. They don't even have a Ruslan Provodnikov anymore. No Brandon Rios, no Jesse Vargas. He already beat Jose Benavidez. He has a work relationship with Jeff Horn. Already beat him. Mean Machine ain't doing no numbers like that. Mean Machine's not even a main event fighter. They're not putting Mean Machine on no main events. I told you guys, these companies keep undermining the importance of having an American business and promoting, supporting, advocating, giving positive and proper exposure to American fighters. This is what's hurting. Bob Arum, Top Rank, HBO, DAZN, they keep signing a bunch of foreign motherfuckers. That's cool. Do that. But then when you don't have no rivalries that make sense with guys that, can speak and entertain, guys who can do an interview, guys that the American populace that you're expecting to pay for this shit are familiar with, then now you know what the culprit is. You signing a bunch of like Aegis, Mean Machine, Kafalophagus. That's dope, cool. But build up your American talent too, because there will be Crawford keeps fighting in America. Last time he fought outside America, Ricky Burns. Hold on. Mean Machine is from Lithuania. So unless you're trying to make Crawford versus Mean Machine in Lithuania, which does nothing for your American audience, because I don't even know what time it is in Lithuania. But I don't think that translates well to American audience, because Lithuania is probably a different time over there. So what time are they going to fight that resonates with American audiences? Plus, why would you make your champion fight a guy like Mean Machine? Why does he have to go to his backyard? You get what I'm saying? So all around it doesn't make sense, and this is what happens when you don't scour and try to build up enough of your American talent. I told you're gonna respect the black dollar. You're gonna respect Americans, or Americans even if they're black. HBO tried the same shit and it failed. They kept prioritizing. They did Top Rank on HBO did a 3-way Ukrainian card. You had Vodstick, You had Michael Hunter going up against Usyk, and you had Lomachenko versus Jason Sosa. And guess what? It didn't produce no historic crazy numbers that HBO had never seen. You had 3 of the top Ukrainian fighters all on one card, fighting decent to reasonable people, and it didn't do nothing crazy out of the ordinary. Meanwhile, Andre Ward versus Sullivan Barrera on HBO does the same numbers or greater, and then they be sleeping on it. This is funny. It's crazy. I need to fuck around and start a promotional company because I get the business. I see it, But they don't want to admit it. So it makes me feel like race has a lot of something to do with it. How you have all this talent in America. Ward was constantly doing over 1 million views with Sullivan Barrera, Edwin Rodriguez, Chad Dawson. All those fights did over 1 million. You get what I'm saying? And you star-studded this Ukrainian card in Maryland, and it didn't even do nothing. Black-ass Kirkland versus Canelo did 2 point. Granted, it was a week after Mayweather-Pacquiao, but still, good business, good promoting. Mayweather fought Pacquiao. A week later, Canelo fought Kirkland. That did 2 million plus buys. Or not buys, excuse me, because it wasn't pay-per-view. 2 million plus views. You get what I'm saying? So, a fighter from Mexico and a black guy from Texas who's not even revered as the best black fighter, that's out or was out at the time, and that did 2-point-something million. One, Canelo, he's from Mexico, but he's been familiarized with American audiences, and he's a big fighter even back then. The staging after Mayweather-Pacquiao was smart too, because people are in the boxing mindset, and then people were familiar with James Kirkland. Say, hey, okay, this happened in Texas. It's gonna be lit. Kirkland comes to scrap. It's a puncher for Canelo. We've seen Kirkland versus Angulo. Let's see this. But they keep overlooking this simple facts to make other shit and give these huge bags to people who are outside of America. It's like they're going out of their way to advocate and force feed something. Okay. This is Top Rank right now. Tom Schwartz versus Tyson Fury. So all this talk that Tyson Fury does, and I beat Wilder, and he's a dosser, and all the people who are saying that Tyson Fury whooped Wilder's ass and shit, Top Rank on their verified Twitter posted, hey, get your tickets, and it's a flyer for Tyson Fury, Tom Schwartz, one of their upcoming cards. These are the comments. He says, don't empty all your wallets and credit cards, lads. I'll wait till it's the week before and they're giving them away for peanuts. Then I'll buy 1,000 tickets and not use them. Hey, Top Rank, quit making fights for no reason. You guys know damn well no one wants this fight. I'll purchase tickets in February 2030 maybe. February? Look, dude putting memes of people throwing up. Replying to Top Rank, you see. No thanks. When was the last time Top Rank made a fight that people gave a fuck about? Bob Arum killed HBO. Look, he got an American and a Mexican flag. So, maybe he's Mexican-American. I don't know. This is on their own page. First 100 people to the arena win a complimentary opportunity to change Bob Arum's diaper. And this is Tyson Fury. So, once again, Fred Pillow, $2 super chat, said, Ego, appreciate you. New media, we on the case. I don't even care who's mad at this point. I know what I'm saying is true. These people are going in on that fight. You know why? Other fights wouldn't have been received. Like, if it was Tyson Fury, Oscar Rivas, probably wouldn't have got that type of criticism. If it was Tyson Fury versus, Brian Jennings, even though he's coming off a loss, probably wouldn't have been that bad. If it was Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte and Luis Ortiz, obviously those wouldn't have been criticized like that. or anything greater like Wilder and Joshua. So the jig is up. You're going to have to start respecting the American audience. You have to start respect. And if there's 1,000 million black fighters that are good in America, then you're going to have to respect them too. And you're going to have to start giving them better pay and better recognition and better exposure. Everybody. This is everybody. Top Rank, PBC, ESPN, HBO if they get back in the boxing, Showtime, everybody. This is for everybody. DAZN, all of them. It's the reality of it. You trying to sell shit to Americans and it's not even appealing to Americans. Where they do that at? You have to cater to your demographic. And then on top of that, Fury was offered 50-50 to fight Wilder in negotiations. And you separated the two and prevented that from happening. Shout out to Passive Student. I didn't know the exact number off the top of my head, but I remember it being good because I was at that fight. But he said, Ego, Andre Ward versus Alexander Brand did 742,000 views. That's what I'm saying. I guarantee you this. Tyson Fury in America is not doing what Ward versus Brand did, 742,000. Yet and still, I was at that fight. ESPN didn't go to the fight. Dan Rayfield was not at that fight. And he was tweeting, this is the biggest raw sewage that I've ever seen. The worst fight that HBO has showed in their 45-year history. So once again, this is the problem that they're facing. You feeding us Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury ain't no huge star like you making him out. See, this is what they do. They disrespect Americans. They disrespect black Americans for sure. Like Wilder. Oh, nobody knows him. Then you got these motherfuckers coming from other places, comfortable and confident to make fun of fighters and like the perils and the situations that go on in America, like, bigotry and things like that. You got Tyson Fury and Eddie Hearn walking around the streets of America like, oh yeah, nobody playing games and stuff. Oh, nobody knows Wilder. Who's Wilder? Nobody knows him. Oh, nobody know who's Wilder. Oh, you don't know, haha. Playing these little games, like trying to poke fun at it. And then you bring these same fighters, let Eddie Hearn bring a UK card like that David Price, Zangief, or whoever the fuck he fought. Bring that to America and see what type of numbers you do. Triple G, Steve Rose, we're going to see what type of numbers this do. Tyson Fury versus Tom Schwartz. And all the while, you have guys like Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, and, guys even like Teofimo. Feed that man. Feed Teofimo, because you can build. Americans can fuck with Teofimo. I fuck with Teofimo right now. Like, I like him. Shakur Stevens, feed that man. So start building them, like, into the limelight. But that's not what's happening. The precedence is Lomachenko versus Corolla and shit. All the supposed biggest stars in crap fights, Fury versus who, Triple G versus who, Joshua versus who, shaking my damn head. Exactly. Teofimo go hard. But see, that's what I'm saying. That's what happens when people start becoming out of touch with reality, out of touch with the market, is they start thinking the people want this. This ain't the 1940s. This ain't the 60s. This ain't the 70s, even the 90s or early 2000s. It's different. Like, let's say I'm a hip hop head. I rap. But if I was trying to like rap and get signed, you would have to be contemporary enough where people would understand the message. I can't be rapping like they was rapping. No disrespect to the legends and the pioneers, but I can't be rapping like, some Melly Mel and some of the, I can't just be like, ha 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 ha, broken glass everywhere. If it ain't about the money, bro, just don't care. I can't, that I would be out of touch. I would be looking crazy. If I did a music video and you got all this, I be with your bitch, the budget, I be the budget, and you got all this mumble rap and different shit that's out, and then people who are still lyrical, you know, still have a lane like J. Cole and Drake's making some stuff. And I'm just like, I said, ha, 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 ha. Broken glad everywhere. If it ain't about no boxing, ego just don't care. Y'all would be like, what the fuck? If I'm like, your jive turkey is sucker fools. I'm out of touch. You know, that means I'm out of touch with what's going on. That shit ain't finna sell. You know, unless you just bring it back and then people buy it. Like, come on, bro. That's what I'm saying. The people in boxing, they be out of touch with that motherfucker Teofimo resonate. He doing backflips. We like that type of shit. He doing backflips. Got a cool taper. See, communities look at that. I'm like, okay, he got a dope haircut. You know what I'm saying? Who blends you up? Who blends you up, cut? Who faded you, cut? Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that old 1970s shit. Everybody got a Justin Bieber cut and shit. Baby, baby, ooh. Like, it's different times now. Teofimo doing the Fortnite dances and shit. We like stuff like that. Entertain me, motherfucker. Lomachenko, post-fight, pre-fight, he don't entertain me. He's a good fighter, but he don't entertain me. He don't never talk about nothing that I relate to or anything on any level. Good fighter in the ring, but there's no charisma. I'm like that's what they don't understand. Like, okay, Nipsey Hussle passed away, right? I could rap to Devin Haney about it. I could talk to Teofimo about it, like, oh man, what you think? And they'd be like, oh, you know, huge loss. He was doing his thing for. I can't talk to Lomachenko about Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, who is this Nipsey? You know, Russell Simmons, Russell. No, I can't. You know, it's different. There's different cultures, but that's how you have to tap into the market. You have to tap into who resonates with the people. They want certain people to resonate with the audience, and they don't necessarily resonate. Now, I'm not saying you can't have a market be a good fighter, but why would all your energies be so consumed in force feeding certain people instead of giving everyone like pretty much closer to an equal shot to blow, especially when people have, like, how does Top Rank have, listen to me, how does Top Rank have Floyd Money Mayweather before he was Money Mayweather and you didn't do nothing superb with him? Then he leaves you and goes on to make more money than anyone ever has seen in all of boxing. That don't make sense to me. Well, it makes sense to me, but it don't. Why you would do that? How is it that the guy that would go on to, you had a diamond in the rough. You had Floyd. Floyd didn't just all of a sudden like get good. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he was with Top Rank and he was sorry and then all of a sudden he was raw when he left them. That's not what happened. He might have gotten better over years or some shit. Actually, when Top Rank had him, it was Pretty Boy Floyd, and he was fighting people who were more naturally closer to his size, so he was stopping them and shit like that. He had to evolve his style and, you know, slow it down a touch and pick his shots off and worry about his hand injuries. So Top Rank had the Floyd that was super marketable because he, you know, he was getting knockouts and crazy speed and shit. You know? And the same goes for, like I said, look at Terrence Crawford. You should have been, if you wanted to out him, you should have been trying to bridge the gap. Like, man, I know what I'm talking about. Terrence Crawford versus Adrian Broner, shit like that would have sold. That would have sold. You should have been trying to make them fights a long time ago. But see, what Top Rank did, in my opinion, is they waited. They waited. Now they've exhausted pretty much all the reasonable options. They don't have a crazy welterweight schedule or roster. Now they want to work with Al Heyman. You should have been bridging that gap a long time ago instead of suing him. But instead, they were trying to sue him. They're trying to discourage him, trying to get him out of the business. Now, when you run out of options to feed him, now this is the situation you're in. And then the worst part about it is Crawford is too good. So we know if he's in a bullshit fight, because if there's no like immediate threat level, then people are gonna like, man, I don't want to watch that. So it's not gonna help. It's not gonna help him, because we know he's good. We know how good he is. So that hurts him even more, being that good, because it's like putting a genius in a like a class for slower people. You know what I'm saying? Like English 370, like beginner's English, and he's a fucking genius. You know, you putting Goodwill Hunting in special ed math. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. Put him in special education and he's Goodwill Hunting. He would be out of place. So that's the other thing they got going against him. Crawford has already proven his worth. He's already proven he's raw. Now you have to deliver for your fighter. And, you know, they should have been working with Al Heyman. Fuck all this pissing contest and all this dumb shit. They should have been doing it. So now you're at a point where, you know, the bridge is starting to be mended. But Bob Arum was stubborn and did it his own way. Did everything independent. Now you don't have nobody for Crawford. Now all of a sudden you want to pressure the media and the public to pressure Al Heyman. Nah, that's not how that works. Bob Arum had no problem making any in-house fights all of the time when he had a stable in those divisions. If I'm lying, then why didn't Pacquiao fight Keith Thurman? Why didn't Pacquiao fight Broner? Why? I'm talking about under top rank. Why didn't Pacquiao fight Danny Garcia? Why didn't Pacquiao fight Robert Guerrero? Why didn't Pacquiao fight? It took years to fight Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't Pacquiao fight Errol Spence? Now Pacquiao left, and those options, we've already got Broner, and it looks like we're going to get Thurman in July. So it's not looking right. Not looking right. Then you do all this, make this huge play to get a person that you think is going to be a game changer for ESPN, like Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury can't, unless he go through a black fighter, you know, I don't see how he really, I don't really see how he, how he's going to be in a big fight. Name a non-black fighter or Afro-Cuban that Tyson Fury could fight that's a big fight for ESPN. See what I'm saying? See, people think I'm just saying some black and white shit because they're ignorant, and then they just hear what they want to hear, and oh, he's talking black. He said black. People, it makes people uncomfortable when the topic of race comes up. But I'm having an educated conversation. Name somebody Tyson Fury could fight that is non-black or Afro-Cuban, you know, darker complected, right? That creates a big fight. You know, again, you're going to have a couple people who, oh, why are we talking about blacks? Black, you know, doing all that. The Black Channel. Answer the question. That's all I want you to do. Please just answer the question. Name a non-black Afro-Cuban person that Tyson Fury could fight. That's a huge fight for ESPN. I'll wait. All right, Fulani's in the hot seat. I'm not playing no type of games. He have a high IQ in the ring. I don't give a fuck if he had a 1800 on his SCTs. What the fuck has that got to do with what I'm talking about? So let me know what that has to do with what I'm talking about. I said name a non-black person or dark complected person or Afro-Cuban that he could fight that's a huge fight for ESPN. You said he have a real high IQ. So since you wanted to distract, now you got the full attention of me. What does that have to do with anything that I was asking? Kulani or Kaylani or whatever your name is. Fulani. Yeah, you a fool, Lonnie. What does that have to do with anything? 10 seconds. 9 seconds. I don't care about his ring IQ. That has nothing to do with the question. 7 seconds. Shooters, get ready. Bro, I'm exterminating all these dudes. If y'all don't learn how to play the rules of the game, then I can't help you. I'm asking a direct question. Oh, yeah, but he has a ring IQ. I know he has a ring IQ. I never said nothing about the man don't have no ring IQ. You don't want to answer the questions. You got 4 seconds. Come on, Fulani. Hey, he counted himself out. I ain't never seen that. He said 1. Block him. How you count yourself? He's like, one, motherfucker, shoot me. these, these dudes ready to get shot. They like Biggie out, ready to die, bro. That little baby with the afro. That motherfucker, he said one. All right. I told you I could smell a rat. I know in the rat. Because they always try to change the subject. Y'all rats got to get good. Y'all not even good at your job. I can tell when there's a mole in here. Back to my question. Train don't stop. Name a listen. I'm a close this topic if no one answers. Name a non-black, non-darker complected fighter, non-Afro-Cuban that Tyson Fury can fight that is a big fight for ESPN. Can y'all just answer? If you say I don't know or something so I can at least see. Can y'all answer? Name a non-black, Afro-Cuban, brown or black-skinned person, outside of them that Tyson Fury can fight in the heavyweight division that makes for a huge fight. Especially one that's reasonable to obtain. That works with ESPN. I said reasonable to obtain. Usyk, he's with DAZN. Is DAZN going to send a brand new heavyweight over to ESPN? So you think Parker? Let me get this straight. You think Joe? Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. Bell LJ. I see they don't want to listen to the full question, so I'm gonna help them. Bell LJ. So you honestly believe Joseph Parker with no belt, right? And Tyson Fury is a big, huge fight right now. Lucas Brown just got knocked out. Block Bryson. This how we doing. I'm just gonna have shooters clap y'all. This is not about random guesses. Lucas Brown just got knocked out by Dave Allen. Block Bryson. Hey, LG, you next. You honestly think Joseph Parker is a huge fight, even though he's not a champion? Terrell, you blocked the wrong person. Tell me how Joseph Parker is a massive fight for Tyson Fury on ESPN. Seeing how he lost to Dillian White and AJ, got knocked down twice. I'm not saying he's a horrible fighter, but I'm saying how's that a huge fight for Tyson Fury? So you could put that on pay-per-view. This is what we're talking about, big fights. Bilal says, yes, Ortiz a champion. What does Ortiz got to do with this? What does Ortiz have to do with this? Ortiz don't have 2 losses. What are you talking about? What does Ortiz got to do with this? I didn't say Tyson Fury versus Ortiz is the only big fight. I didn't say you had to be a champion to be a big fight. I'm talking about big fight. Joseph Parker doesn't have a big... So, see, these dudes, they not fucking with it. Adam Kanowski, that's actually the best guess. I like that. That's actually a good one. That's a good one. But I don't think it's huge right now. But that's actually a reasonable guess. So anyway, Bilal, he says because you were talking about a belt. Bro, no, I'm talking about the whole thing. Luis Ortiz has been shown and exposed and integrated with American audiences. Joseph Parker really hasn't. He fought Joshua and Dillian White over there in the UK. So we talking about 2 different things. So explain how Joseph Parker has a huge profile in America. A bigger profile than Luis Ortiz, who actually fought in New York against Brian Jennings, who actually fought against Deontay Wilder, and fought on the Robert Easter, Mikey Garcia card, fought on the Wilder Fury card, both at the Staples Center. These dudes think they fucking with me. They can't out-argue the mouthpiece. But see, now y'all getting way off the mark. See, one person has a good guess, and guess what? Then everybody start copying them. Andy Ruiz and Adam Kanowski are probably the best guesses, but guess what? Those are also Al Heyman fighters. Top Rank lost Andy Ruiz Jr. He wasn't happy, and they lost him. And he said he got sued or some shit by Bob Arum for talking about Bob Arum. He said, I'm not trying to argue, block him. You lost. I know I make good points. He said, fair enough, you make good points. Now he said he's not trying to argue. You shouldn't have tried to argue from the first place. You could have waved the white flag, but you didn't. Another one. I told you I'm Damian Lillard, Bay Area shit, dropping 50 on them. They refuse to listen to the question and answer accordingly because they know that. See, this is the thing. I've already ran these scenarios through my head. That's what they don't understand. I know boxing. I've already looked at it. I've already analyzed the landscape of each division. So they're just guessing just to be guessing, to compete, just to be arguing. Sometimes you just have to just sit there and listen, and unless you can think of a better argument, then just take the L. All right, bro. This dude said Kubrat Pulev versus Tyson Fury is a big fight. Yeah, we'll see how many Americans. Yeah, a million, So you think Spence Garcia does less pay-per-view buys than Tyson Fury, Kubrat Pulev? Stop it, bro. Plus, he got a sexual harassment or whatever the fuck, Jin Sushi, whatever the fuck is going on with them. California Rose Suit Jin or whatever her name is. He got to worry about that shit. He's blocked anyway. This motherfucker said Kubrat Pulev. Hey, I that's how you know I'm killing. That's how you know I'm killing. They reaching like a mother. Mr. Fantastic. Stretch Armstrong. These motherfuckers be reaching. He said Kubrat Pulev. I'd rather see Tyson Fury, Jin Sushi. That girl from Colorado that accused Kobe versus Jin Sushi. I'd rather see that shit. These dudes be reaching, bro. See, the good thing about new media is you guys see it. Instead of just answering the question with something that we can all probably agree that, okay, that would be a big fight, they have to reach like crazy. That's a huge reach. Talk about Tyson Fury, Pulev. All right, put that. If that's what you believe, tell Top Rank to make that. Put Tyson Fury, Pulev on pay-per-view, and we go and release the numbers if that's what you believe. We gonna see. We gonna see. We'll see how many pay-per-views it did. That shit going double wood. That would go double wood if you put that on pay-per-view. But hey, if you think I'm lying, make the fight. Great. See, this is what's wrong with old media too, is they like to say a lot, but when it comes to pay, they not getting it. Someone said Fury versus Brock Lesnar. Now that might actually do well though. He said Brock Lesnar. That's funny. But this is what old media tries to do. They'll be like, yeah, Katie Taylor, she much better than Clarissa Shields. All right, then Joshua, no matter who he picks, Katie Taylor's on the card, so it should be a success for DAZN, right? Because Katie Taylor's a huge American star like y'all making it out to be in America. He said that shit would go wood. Yeah, bro, come on, stop it, bro. My live stream's liable to have more views than the pay-per-view buys on that. Stop it. So, anyway, that's the reality of it. Bob Arum, he has some names, but does he... Like, that's what... See, this is what I don't understand. This is what I don't understand with the companies. Why won't you make Lomachenko versus Teofimo? If you're putting on Kubrat Pulev versus Bogdan Dinu, who's coming off of a loss to Gerald Miller, who just failed a drug test. Bogdan Dinu was coming off that loss. You put him in there with Kubrat Pulev. Then Kubrat Pulev gets a Me Too case that you got to battle out. That was an ESPN thing. Gilberto Ramirez fought Tom Carpensy, right? Then you have Vladstick versus Mutombo Gumbo, or whatever dude's name is in Philly, battling another card, right? And now you have Tyson Fury, and I just showed you some of the reviews on their own page. It's not being met with great reviews. Tom Schwartz versus Tyson Fury. Why wouldn't you pull the trigger on a dope in-house fight like Teofimo versus Lomachenko, because then that would get people excited. If you want to make some omelets, you got to crack a few eggs. Somebody's going to have to take the fade. You know? Why is Dillian White, who's never fought for a title, fighting Oscar Rivas, a top-ranked ESPN fighter who just knocked out Bryant Jennings in the final round, but Tyson Fury's not? Because you don't want to put Tyson Fury in a dangerous fight with a puncher after that 12th round. So you want to put him in there with someone nobody knows, which is definitely worse than putting him there with Oscar Rivas. Because if even worst case scenario, let's say he got knocked down by Rivas, but then he won the fight. We know Rivas is a puncher. He just stopped Bryant Jennings. But this, you giving this unknown motherfucker, Tom Schwartz, from Germany, who never fought outside of Germany, this huge opportunity. That's more embarrassing if he does good. What don't people get? I don't understand what's there not to see about that. I would much rather, if I was a heavyweight fighter, I would much rather get knocked down by Oscar Rivas coming off the Bryant Jennings knockout over Tom Schwartz, who nobody's even heard of. That's going to be worse, and that's going to be worse for Tyson Fury's brand. So Tyson Fury, he better go out there and dog this man. T.O. is about the culture. Exactly. It might be a tune-up for Wilder. No. Top Rank said they want Tyson Fury to have 2 fights and fight Wilder next year. And that, listen, Super Stacks, y'all not fucking with me, bro. Why does Tyson Fury need see, this is what's wrong with old media, is the stuff they say will never make sense because it can't be true. Why does Tyson Fury need a tune-up if he just beat Wilder 10 rounds to 2 and the whole world knows it was a robbery? Tyson Fury's own words. Why do you need a tune-up? So why would Errol Spence go from dominating Mikey Garcia, which we all witnessed, and then say, oh, I need a tune-up? He's talking about fighting Sean Porter. He wasn't touched in the fight. He wasn't cut. He wasn't injured. He didn't injure his hand. He dominated. So why is he going into a unification? You know? Why is Wilder fighting his mandatory, which is more dangerous and more proven than Tom Schwartz? A guy who's bigger than him, a guy who outweighs him, and a guy who has a vendetta because he got punched in front of his wife. You know? Why do you need a tune-up? Same thing with Triple G. Old media, I told you, old media is dead. Triple G said he was robbed. Tom Loeffler saying he was robbed. For sure. Canelo robbed you. The judges robbed you. Why the fuck you fighting Steve Rolls? You can't make these things make sense. You don't need to be fighting someone like a Steve Rolls who no one's heard of, or a Tom Schwartz who no one has heard of. Both white fighters, you know, the same thing. A British gypsy, and then another guy in Golovkin from Kazakhstan, you know. And they need tune-ups despite them being fully confident that they beat their last opponent. Yet Teofimo knocks out his man and is chasing down Lomachenko, the best guy in the division, because Mikey Garcia said he's not going back to lightweight. How does this make sense to anybody? So guess what? Teofimo been kicking ass and taking names, doing good, and him and his pops is feeling it, and they want Lomachenko. So why doesn't Teofimo, if it was up to him, why is he trying to fight Richard Comey? Why is he trying to fight non-tune-up fights? Why is he trying to fight Lomachenko coming off of his last performance? Because he won and he's confident. They know this shit don't make sense. If you won and you're confident and you know you destroyed someone or beat their ass and got robbed and won 10 rounds of 2, you don't typically need to take a tune-up. You don't need to take a tune-up. But they want to tell. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like that the action has to match the words. Tyson Fury could have fought Wilder next and didn't. Got separated from Wilder, and now he's taking a major step back in terms of competition from a Wilder because we don't know enough about Tom Schwartz. I seen him on YouTube, and it wasn't that appealing. Same thing. Shout out to Hurricane Joe. He said, Ego, you heard they made Pacquiao Thurman? Yeah, they agreed to the basis points for July. Thurman is my dude. I'm from St. Pete, but I'm worried for him. See, this is the thing. Perfect example. Pacquiao just beat Broner. Why would he go in and fight Keith Thurman next? See, Al Heyman's the cancer. Keep this in mind. They say Al Heyman's the devil and cancer, ruined boxing. So Pacquiao, I thought he beat Broner. He thought he beat Broner. He talking about fighting Thurman to consolidate the WBA belt. Another champion. Al Heyman's the cancer. Al Heyman's the devil. Thurman got rocked up a little bit by Jose Cito Lopez, and he's talking about fighting a champion with the regular WBA belt and a Hall of Famer, the illustrious Pacquiao. Meanwhile, Tyson Fury is saying, I mopped up Wilder and won every round except for 2 rounds I got knocked down in. But he fighting Tom Schwartz with Top Rank, with ESPN. Gennady Golovkin is saying, I got robbed twice versus Canelo, right? They robbed me again. But Canelo's fighting Jacobs now. And Triple G's fighting somebody we've never even heard of, Steve Rolls, on DAZN. But Al Heyman is the cancer. I don't care about Tank and Loma. Talk to me about 2 people in the same division. Y'all guys do this too much. Tank and Shakur Stevenson. I don't care. You guys clearly don't know enough about boxing because you guys constantly ask me about motherfuckers that ain't even in the same division. You know? There's good fights for Tank at his division. There's good fights for Shakur Stevenson at his division. Triple G versus Andre Ward. Yeah, I wanted to see that. There weren't good fights for Triple G at the middleweight division that were open. You know, there were like 1 or 2 people who were probably avoiding Triple G, and then the other fights were bogus. So, yeah, he could have went up to fight Ward, especially when his old trainer, Abel Sanchez, said we'll beat anyone's ass from 54 to 168, 175. I don't care about these Teofimo versus Regis and Shakur versus Triple G. Shakur versus Tank. They're not in the same division. All this weight class hopping and shit, I don't really care. And the other thing is, outside of being in different divisions, the Tank has his own fight in Baltimore. Lomachenko's fighting in a whole separate date. They already have his date penciled in September or some shit. And they're with different promoters. So I'm telling you guys, I'm not trying to be a dick. My channel is not for people who are just like all this fantasy world, fantasy shit. That I don't really like spending my time on that type of stuff. It's a waste of my time. You know, all this fantasy shoots and ladder, Candyland shit. I don't see any indication that Tank's going to fight Lomachenko anytime soon for any reason. They're not in the same division. Tank has his own fight. Loma has his own fight. Ooh, it's like, what's the point? He said Canelo versus Loma. Exactly. But once again, back to my point. Keith Thurman had a hard time with Jose Cito Lopez in spots. They're still talking about him fighting Pacquiao. Pacquiao had a pretty much easy time after a couple rounds with Broner. They talking about him fighting Thurman. Top Rank, ESPN, got in the way of Wilder Fury 2 happening, which was agreed. You know, the fighters were, you know, open to fighting each other. The WBC ordered it. The fans wanted it. And Top Rank and ESPN said, nope, not so fast. We're going to send you an offer to ruin this. And now Tyson Fury's fighting Tom Schwartz. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Pac-Man beats Thurman easy based off their last performance. Yeah, Pacquiao. Pacquiao, he just keep doing it. Thurman didn't look so great. He started off good, but that 7th round, I don't know. I don't know if it's an easy fight for Pac-Man, but Keith Thurman, he didn't look so great. That's crazy. He said Pacquiao looking fresher of the two. The 40-year-old's looking fresher than the 30-year-old. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is boxing, people. So that's basically what's going on in boxing. From what I see, is Top Rank is angry because they're trying to figure out like the big fights that they can make to feed to ESPN and make big events and make, sell out crowds and stuff. And the ones that they could make, they're not making. That's why I don't understand it. Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson is a great fight. Why not make that? You know what I'm saying? If you need a big fight, why not make that? Artur Beterbiev versus Vodstick is a great fight. Why not make that? It's like they don't want to waste their good shit. And it seems to be with non-black fighters. Like Vodstick don't have to fight Beterbiev. Beterbiev's fighting on the upcoming Stockton card against a guy that people don't even know. Vodstick just fought this gumbo guy. Gilberto Ramirez just fought Tom Carpenter, right? Lomachenko just fought Corolla. But you want Terrence Crawford, the black fighter, to fight the number 1 B1A guy in the welterweight division. It's just like, and that's Errol Spence. It's like, why the black fighters get sick? You sick them on the toughest challenges for the least exposure, for the least amount of praise. Shout out to Stockton 209 shit. NorCal. We some NorCal boys. I never understood that about boxing. You sick black fighters on the toughest challenges and tough schedules, black and brown, on the toughest challenges and toughest, but don't give them the most props. Don't give them the highest rankings. Don't give them the most exposure, the best comparisons. Like, they're saying a black fighter and a brown fighter, Terrence Crawford, undefeated, Canelo, who only lost to the best fighter of this generation, arguably ever, Floyd Mayweather. That's his only technical loss on his record. They're saying he's behind Lomachenko on ESPN, the network that works with Top Rank. Somebody needs to explain that. Explain how a guy 15-0 or 15-1 or whatever, 14-1 is done more than Canelo and Crawford to be in front of him. What are we basing it off of at this point? Once again, the black fighter and the brown fighter takes a back seat, but I can't see anyone explaining what Lomachenko has done with fewer fights and a worse loss, because he lost to Salido versus losing to Mayweather, unlike Canelo. I don't get it. Jacobs is fighting Canelo. Canelo's fighting Jacobs. An awesome fight. Lomachenko gets to fight Corolla. Triple G gets to fight Rolls. What am I missing here? Tyson Fury gets to fight Tom Schwartz. What am I missing here? They say it's not about race. What am I missing? Wilder wanted the Tyson Fury fight next. You intercepted, got in the way and ruined it. Now he's fighting his mandatory, which is still a more dangerous fight with the personal beef, with the size differential, etc., than Tom Schwartz. What am I missing here? I told you it was looking it's looking about that time for old media. Loma hasn't done more than Spence. We can't leave him out. Shit, real talk, Broner fights anybody. He fights people. He should have slowed down probably, and don't get no type of props. Just for, I'm not saying he beat everybody, but he ain't ducking no smoke. Second fighter welterweight, fought Maidana. Fought a great fighter, Mikey Garcia, at 140. You know, where Mikey beat Sergey Lipinets, who just beat Lamont Peterson. You know, fought Sean Porter, who's about to fight Errol Spence. Broner ain't ducking no smoke. Don't get no problem. Broner just fought Pacquiao. Lomachenko said, I ain't fighting Pacquiao. He's too old. You think if Broner was at 35 and Teofimo was at 35, Broner would be like, no, I'm not fighting him. Broner fought Granados, who Danny Garcia just fought. And y'all hate Broner. And see, I'm a realist, so I could give props. I didn't say Broner was the end-all, be-all of pound for pound, next Mayweather. I never said that. But I respect the man. He will scrap with whoever. He will scrap with your bitch ass. And that's already determined. That's Broner. That's already in Broner's repertoire, is history. That's already proven. It don't matter what happens from here on out. He's already proven that he'll fight whoever. He called out Lucas Matisse. He called out for Maidana in a rematch. They never pursued it. Matisse even made a bullshit excuse saying he already lost to Maidana. He don't have a belt. Why should I fight him? Don't get no type of props. Everyone's just, oh, I hate Broner. Broner did this. And I want Broner. I wish Chino wasn't retiring again because he can't make weight so he could whoop Broner again. Everybody's like anti-Broner. But like I said, Broner will fight with your bitch ass. These other fighters ain't. Broner's a throwback in that regard. These other motherfuckers ain't trying to scrap for real. And you guys support it. Name a time Broner was in negotiations with Omar Figueroa or anybody, Maidana, and then he pulled out and took another deal like Tyson Fury just did with Wilder. Name one fight where Broner did that. Broner was down to fight Omar Figueroa. He got DUIs and injured. All right, bring Jesse Vargas. I don't give a fuck. When have you ever seen Broner in negotiation with someone, Sean Porter, and he pulled out and went another direction? Tyson Fury just did it. The white fighter just did it. When have you ever seen Broner do that? Exactly. No answers. Per usual. This is my favorite boxing channel. Michael Woodard, I appreciate you. We just talking that real rap, man. And the thing is, we just getting too strong. Like, you know, we getting bigger and bigger, new channel members every day. So it don't matter. It don't matter what anyone's talking about. I don't care. It don't matter because they not proving us wrong. If they were proving me wrong and I was looking crazy, then that would be something. These are the facts. And see, this is what happens. Sometimes you have rich white people in power who, when they don't get their way, they don't know how to act. Like Bob Arum acting like he controls the welterweight space, but he really doesn't. You have Terrence Crawford, phenomenal fighter, but you have no one to match him with. So my theory and my argument is this. Since that's the case, you're not going to be able to manipulate the media like maybe you did a couple years ago. You're not going to be able to dissuade. If people, Pacquiao has a big fan base, bro. If people want to see Thurman and that fight resonates with them, they're going to watch it. They don't care what Arum talking about because he hating and saying, oh, Don't watch it. Don't watch that bullshit with people say. Who has that type of blind loyalty in boxing? We're boxing fans. I don't listen. If Top Rank has a slamming fights, if DAZN got the slamming fights, Bellator, Nickelodeon, I don't give a fuck. PBC, I don't care about none of that. I don't care. It could be on Nick at Night, for all I care. It could be on Oxygen, Lifetime Movies. I don't give a fuck. If it's a big fight, it's a big fight. Count me in. You know what I'm saying? So, once again, this is a classic move. Like I said, sometimes you have rich white people and they get in a position of power like Donald Trump. And when they can't have their way, they don't know how to act or something. Like they're like, oh man, this is ridiculous. Bob Arum doesn't control the welterweight space. So how he has a great fighter in Crawford, but how are you going to force Al Heyman to move his chess pieces the way you want? You know, and you think the public's just going to side with you when he's still making opportune, good fights. Spence versus Porter. I don't care what any of you guys say, is a good fight. Is a good fight. Right? Porter has factually, I'm not talking about skill, because you know I got love for Crawford. I'm not talking about skill versus skill. But factually, unless anyone is willing to stand up in the hot seat and dispute this, at welterweight, you know, you can even really argue career-wise, but we'll just say welterweight. Sean Porter, based on who he's aligned with and the choices that he made, has a better resume at welterweight for sure than Terrence Crawford. Crawford has 2.5 fights at welterweight. They're both unifications. So because you want to see one unification more than you want to see another unification, or do you think in your mind this fight is bigger? That's not how that works. Sean Porter has a better welterweight resume than Crawford. No cap. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not lying. It's provable, as should be the case, since he has a lot more fights at welterweight and he fought some in prime guys, and you know, he fought the people before him. I can't wait. I need one person to tell me how Crawford, fuck all this. I'm not talking about skill set. I'm not talking about who you like. I'm not talking about this and that. Resume for resume. Go line for line, bar for bar, and any of you battle me and we'll see who runs out of opponents. Tell me how Terrence Crawford right now, his welterweight resume trumps Sean Porter. Please do. Enlighten me. Maybe there's something that I missed. It's impossible. He doesn't even have enough names to compete with Sean Porter's resume. So let's strip down all the emotion, all the rage, all the, oh, you're biased for PBC, all the dumb shit, and go line for line. Sean Porter has a better welterweight resume. I mean, realistically, you might be able to even argue that he has a better total resume. Now, I'm not blaming Crawford, but I think Crawford will fight anybody. But Bob Arum, would he make the fight with anybody? Like, Crawford should have gotten the Pacquiao fight. Arum, Michael Conks, Pacquiao, whoever the fuck you want to blame, it's not Crawford's fault, but he didn't get that opportunity. They gave it to Jeff Horn. That is a fact. So Crawford doesn't have that type of name on his resume. So Mr. Cancer of Boxing has managed the career of Sean Porter for as long as I know. I know the Porters. Shout out to Sean Porter and Kenny Porter. And he's put him in the position over the years to fight bigger and better names, period. You know, it's especially at welterweight. He's been able to come up with the bigger fights for Sean Porter than Terrence Crawford, especially at welterweight. I'm not knocking Crawford. I'm not knocking his skill set. Crawford at welterweight fought Jeff Horn, who was a champion. That was his first fight there. I gave him props. Jose Benavidez, and a half a fight with Amir Khan, who quit. Sean Porter, that's literally the 3 fights that Bob Arum and Top Rank and Team Crawford have come up with. So, yes, he has the WBO belt in his first fight at welterweight, 2 title defenses, and those are the 3 names. Meanwhile, Shawn Porter has been a champion, lost, became a champion again in this division, right? Shawn Porter has fought against Julio Diaz. It was a tough fight, had a rematch with Julio Diaz. He destroyed Paulie Malignaggi, right? He fought Adrian Broner at a catchweight, beat him 11 rounds out of 12. You know, he fought Keith Thurman, arguably beat him. You know, they were booing Keith Thurman in the Barclays. He fought Danny Garcia, got the win. He beat Adrian Granados before Danny Garcia. You know, Danny Garcia beat him sharper, but, you know, Shawn Porter had a hand injury and still beat him. You know, he beat Eric Bonet, who's been, you know, been around, fought the Chris Algiers and guys like that. He fought you guys. It don't matter. See, Count Drago and motherfuckers like that, they constantly try to distract. I don't care if you guys whooped his ass, whatever the fuck you talk about. He fought you guys. That's the point. He got all this experience. He fought the better names at welterweight. I don't give a fuck who you think whooped his ass or what. He stepped foot in there with them. Period. That's the whole point. But they try to derail you and sidetrack you with a bunch of bullshit. I don't give a fuck about any individual fight. I'm just telling you the overall synopsis of Shawn Porter's career. Thurman, Danny, you guys, you know, Paulie Malignaggi, Adrian Broner, and now he's about to fight Shawn Porter. You guys want to, because you know you have no argument for new media, you want to focus in on one specific fight. Oh, yeah, but the Julio Diaz first fight was a draw. I don't care. It's not about that. And, oh, yeah, that's right, Kell Brook when he was undefeated. I forgot about the Kell Brook right now as I was laundry listing it. So that's Kell Brook when he was undefeated before Golovkin, right? Before Errol Spence got to him. Kell Brook in a competitive fight. Adrian Broner, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Ugas, Paulie Malignaggi, Devin Alexander. What are we talking about? So once again, I'm not saying, I'm saying what I'm saying, bro. That's what it is. Saying what I'm saying. If Crawford had been in the division this long, maybe he would have the same names. Probably not, because Bob Arum don't have all those people to have pulled the trigger to make those fights. So this is the problem. This is the problem for it. You have a phenomenal, again, this is not a Crawford diss. Oh, yeah, and he beat Andre Berto. See, I'm forgetting. He stopped Andre Berto, too. This is what I'm talking about. So, clearly, so listen to it. This is what Bob Arum wants you to get angry. Bob Arum wants you to get angry, but tell me I'm lying. With the rap sheet of Berto and Danny Garcia, Thurman and Kell Brook and Broner and all that, Shawn Porter versus Errol Spence factually and logically is a good unification. Shawn Porter's never been stopped. Crawford has never been stopped. So that's a wash. You know, Terrence Crawford has 1 belt that he's defended twice. Shawn Porter has had 2 belts. He was the IBF champion. You know, he got from Devin Alexander. Then he lost it to Kell Brook in a competitive fight. Then he fought different people, came back and got the WBC belt. So he's been a 2-belt champion at welterweight. So now him going into the Errol Spence fight with all those names that I just mentioned, there's no way you can slander that fight because you don't like it, or Shawn Porter can't sell out a family dinner, all this dumb shit y'all want to say. You can't say fuck that unification, which is easy to make with a better resume. The person has a better welterweight resume, has an amateur pedigree, spar with Manny Pacquiao, spar with Jesse Vargas, you know, has an amateur, beat Usyk in the amateurs, beat Edwin Rodriguez and Demetrius Andrade in the amateurs. But all that's garbage. That unification is garbage just for Spence and Crawford. Don't get me wrong. I want to see Spence versus Crawford. I think they are the best 2 people. But you got to understand the business. You know, they have an in-house fight that's easy and unified, and they're aligning the winner, the PBC winner, to collect some belts and have all the leverage in the world. So I can't wait. Old media could try their best to out-explain what I just said and explain how it makes more sense. And real talk, I'm just being real. At welterweight, we know through more fights more about Sean Porter than we do about Crawford. Just because he hasn't been there up long enough. And then the people he has been there, he hasn't been in there with Broner at 144. He hasn't been in there with Danny Garcia. You know, he hasn't been in there with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman got cracks. So we know, I know personally Sean Porter, but I also know his chin was on some titanium shit that night because Keith Thurman hit him with some shit. And his whole shit went like that. We don't know that. We don't know those things. We don't know those things. And that's just through timing and, you know, matchmaking and stuff like that. I'm not saying Crawford couldn't beat some of the same guys. I'm not saying that. But, I mean, this only speculation. See, the thing with what I'm saying with Porter, we don't have to speculate anything because we've already witnessed those. We've seen it unfold before our eyes if you watch boxing and you know it. We'd have to speculate how Crawford would fare with Terrence Crawford, how Danny Garcia versus Crawford would look, how Broner versus Crawford would look. That's the only thing we can go off of, the eye test. Al Heyman's playing chess. We don't have to go with the eye test. This shit is already in history. And again, I'm just telling you, I'm a realist. I'm not saying this is the best way, but it's the business. It's the business, and there's no different. And I firmly do believe. I do believe. If Bob Arum was in the same position where he had all the major players in the division, he ain't gonna outsource and reach out to PBC for their one fighter. You get what I'm saying? He said Berto got a better welterweight resume. Facts. I mean, he fought Mayweather, Sean Porter, Victor Ortiz in his, you know, when he was relevant. Luis Collazo. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Vegas. What's popping? So that I'm explaining to you the thought process. And Al Heyman knows this and Bob Arum knows this. What I'm saying is not really, this is why I think Bob Arum is making such a huge push. He wants the media to get on his side and shit on him. But again, it doesn't work because I shit on whoever. I shit on you. I will shit on you. I don't. Ego speak on it. DAZN and Haney. Congratulations to Devin Haney. He stayed a free agent. He played the game, got offers. He went to DAZN. Let's see how it works. Let's see. Listen, I'm not like me. I'm not a boxing groupie. Shout out to Compton CPT shit. Hey, I'm coming back. Y'all got this fish place. I think it's called D&D Fish Market. I'm coming to Compton. We on that California shit. I'm coming back to Compton. I'm going to Taco Pete's in Compton. See, y'all don't know about Taco Pete's. Y'all don't know about this Compton shit, bro. But anyway, like, my thing is this. I'm not going to get gassed up until I see. I don't get gassed up. You have to show me what you're talking about. Devin Haney's a terrific fighter. Let's see who they put him in there with. Because Triple G went over to DAZN. You know, like, oh yeah, they got Triple G, but he fighting Steve Rolls. So I'm not really too concerned with that particular fight. You know what I'm saying? So let's just see what they put. I'm not saying that's Devin Haney's career because, like I said, typically seems like black and brown fighters get matched different. But let's just see what they do with him. Period. Because people got excited when Triple G went to DAZN, and now he's fighting Steven Rolls. Come to Toronto. I want to come to Canada. What's y'all weather like right now? Hearn signed a co-promotional deal. Yeah. But so did Usyk and all these other dudes. Ego, you think Khan is finished? It's not really my place to say if someone's finished or not, but he has an uphill battle for sure because Roy Jones said it good. He said Khan needs he needs to stop lying to himself. He quit. He checked out. He says, He said maybe if it was like an orbital or something that could change your life, you stop the fight. But he said ain't nobody not continuing over a leg injury on a high profile stage. So yeah, he said so Khan should apologize, learn the lesson in it and then move back. And he could, and I agree. Listen, this is not even a boxing thing. This is just life. If you can't come to grips with the reality and you lie to yourself, that's the worst person to lie to. You could lie to your baby mama, you could lie to your girlfriend, you could lie to your mama. The worst person to lie to is yourself. If you lie to yourself, that means you can't even keep it real. I can't trust no motherfucker who can't keep it real with thyself. If you don't keep it real with yourself, that person that you have to live with, and when you're driving alone or, you're in silence or you're in the break room by yourself or you're working out, you can't live with that person and you can't be real and tell the truth. Tell the truth. You can't tell the truth to yourself. I can't trust you. Because if you lie to yourself, ain't no telling what you lie to me about. So, yeah, you have to come to grips with what it is, and I think stuff like that haunt you. If you say, man, Crawford, he was getting to me, he was better than I thought, I'm going to go back to the drawing board, see what I do. It was too much for me at the spur of the moment. My team pulled me out and, it wasn't working. But, doing, and trying to make it like we've seen. When have you ever seen a major fight quit over a perceived low blow, which wasn't even in the nuts? That was on a pay-per-view. I ain't never seen that. Badu Jack was on a co-feature on a pay-per-view against Marcus Brown, and his fucking face, he looked like Red Skull from Captain America, and he continued fighting. So I've seen fighters fight through much worse than, and see, like, the thing is, it wasn't even a low blow or like a repeated low blow. That's what made it worse. He just hit you with a once and done. Look, this man, my guy, shout out to my guy, Badu Jack, fought on a pay-per-view card looking like this. You know them hyenas and shit that you be seeing in Africa after they made their kill? This man looked like that. He looked like the Red Skull. Look at that gash, bro. I should have said that look, I could put a quarter through that. That's nasty. He looked like Red Skull from Captain America. It was on the Broner Pacquiao card looking like this. I was there. That dude, he's tough. Because you keep in mind, when you're bleeding that profusely till it looks like peppered on your face like that, you're losing blood, clearly. And you're losing a lot of it in your head. That can make you dizzy. That's why people get shot and shit and pass out. Get cut and, get in these industrial accidents and cut off a hand or some shit, a finger, they pass out. They start losing blood, getting woozy, all types of shit. He fought 12 rounds like that. That's insane. Against a puncher, an Olympian puncher. Look at Nate Diaz when he fought Conor McGregor the first time. His face looked pretty bad too. And he fought through all of that. See? That's that Stockton slap. He hit you with that Stockton slap. So, you mean to tell me a once and done? Look at Nate Diaz. Look at his face, peppered. That was the second one. The first one looked worse. You mean a one-time low blow just incapacitated you to the point where you couldn't take 5 minutes, you couldn't continue. There was only one option for you to not be in the fight anymore. Look, straight warrior, straight Sav mode, 209 shit. Look at Nate Diaz's face, bro. This shit look like a horror movie, like Resident Evil. So you can say whatever you want. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't even a repeat thing. Look at my man Edislandi Lada. Look at his fucking head, bro. Look at that swelling. Hematose. Look at his head, bro. That motherfucker look like Hey Arnold, the Cuban Hey Arnold and shit, and fighting through it. And Khan, he just stop it. Fighters do all this. Look. Oh yeah, Keith Thurman versus Guerrero. That's another one. Keith Thurman had like a fortune cookie in his shit. And beat Guerrero and dropped him. And it happened early too. Look, Keith Thurman had that fortune cookie in his shit. He had that, look, pinky in the brain looking at it, super sperm. Look at that. What is that, bro? He had that Krang. What is this thriller? He had that brain growing up. Like, what? I don't even know what that is, bro. He had that George W. Bush. Push the goddamn button. What the fuck was that? Look at my man, Rockman. Hey, you guys. Look, these fighters go through all this and still be conscious, and you know what I'm saying? Khan's like clutching his stomach. Like, you know what I'm saying? And these dudes' eyeballs falling out and shit. Damn, this shit look nasty, bro. That's sick, bro. Shout out to Badu Jack, dog, because that's crazy. He really is split. So, yeah, Berto's eyes, he finished the Guerrero fight. His eyes was looking like Martin and Tommy Hearns. And you mean to tell me one single low blow stopped you where you couldn't continue? You didn't want to fight? Like, nah, I can't believe that, bro. If it was like a series of low blows and, you know, maybe something like that would be different. If it was really like you got punched in the nuts, maybe. But ain't nobody nuts up there. Look, Berto was thugging it out. This is how I be looking when your girl want to check your phone. She's like, what's your password? Motherfuckers be like, huh? What? Passcode? That's how hood dudes be looking when they want your passcode. They want to watch YouTube videos on your phone. That's how dudes be looking, huh? What you want my passcode for? Why don't you use your phone? I want to use your phone. Oh, shit. Fellas, y'all better stop giving that passcode out. Your girl finna slap the shit at you and break up with your dumb ass. Anyway, that's my time. I'll be back with some more heat. Holla at the boy. We working. Smash the like button too. Oh, media, where y'all at? Y'all gotta do something, baby.